Hi Slam fans, Sean LaCorney here from Slam Strategy and welcome to tip number 13. Yes, lucky number 13. Today we're talking about Adwords resellers. Now this is a follow-up to a previous tip that I did, which was on exposing Adwords providers for deceptive and misleading conduct. And this really is explaining the same thing, but perhaps in a little bit easier way to digest. Okay, so look, the first thing I want to explain is that that you have to have your own AdWords platform in order to do this. So that what that means is that you're not using Google's raw data, you're providing your own data after you've collected Google's data. Now, AdWords resellers have the ability to do that. Now, the other thing I want to explain is that all AdWords providers are working off of the same platform, meaning that we are all charged the same amount from Google for every click that someone clicks on an ad. We all pay the same to Google. It says it on their website. Nobody has preferential treatment. Therefore, you should be getting charged the same amount, cost per click, roughly, the same cost per click price for your campaign, no matter whether or not you use any AdWords provider, be that a reseller or not, unless, of course, the provider says to you that they are going to charge you a premium. Now, if they do that, and I don't have a problem with that, if they do that, well, they're being upfront about their costs. The problem is, and I know this for a fact because I deal with businesses every day that are working with resellers, and this is one of the things that I come up against. And I just want to explain that not all is as it may appear to be. Okay, so let's take a hypothetical situation that you are spending $3,000 a month in your advertising for Google. Okay, now with a reseller, they'll typically charge you about 15% for the management of your account. Now that's fine. That's what they will typically charge. Now that 15% is based on your advertising expenditure. So in this situation, $3,000 is your advertising budget. $450 is the account management fee that you pay per month, giving you a total of $3,450. Sounds pretty reasonable, nothing untoward there whatsoever. Okay, so where it gets misleading is that if you provide your own platform, that you then have the ability to add margin onto the cost for every click that someone clicks on for your ads. And the client has absolutely no way of knowing that you've done that, or it's very, very, very difficult for them to know. Okay, so let's take this scenario a little further. The Google AdWords platform is charging an average of $2 per click to run your campaign for you. Okay, so for every click, you are charged $2 from Google. Okay, now in the scenario where you're using a AdWords reseller, they are obviously the ones being charged first. Okay, because they're using their own platform. So you don't have any direct connection with Google or the Google platform. So Google charges the reseller $2. Now, hypothetically, the client doesn't know that they could be getting charged a premium on top of that $2. And in this hypothetical situation, the reseller is charging 50% on top of that $2 and charging that on to the client. So the client believes that they're paying $3 per click. Okay? Now, The problem with this is that I don't have a problem with anybody obviously charging whatever they like. It's an agreement between the client and the provider. But where I do have a problem, and it really grinds me, is that the client is not made aware of these charges. And the client's not made aware of these charges because it enables them to show that they have a very, very inexpensive setup and management fee, and the client thinks that they're on a winning wicket with a very, very competitive business. When in actual fact, what they're doing is making far more money from the client than what a traditional AdWords provider would be charging. So how do you know if this is happening to you? How do you know if your Google AdWords campaign money is all going to Google, or whether or not some of it is going to your AdWords provider? Okay, it's a pretty reasonable question to be asking. Well, there's three things that you need to be looking at. Now, the first one is, are you dealing with a reseller? If you're dealing with a reseller, then they're pretty much the only ones that have the ability to do this. So who are the resellers? Well, you can go onto Google and you can Google AdWords resellers, and it'll come up with the list of the resellers. If your AdWords provider's on there, there's a fair chance that they might be, they at least have the ability to be able to do this. Let's just put it that way. The next thing you need to know is, where is the reporting data coming from? Are they providing their own reporting data, or is it coming straight from Google? When you go to your campaign and to check out your reporting, are you going to Google, or are you going to their business and seeing their reporting data? That'll be your second indication that you may be one of these people that is not aware of where their money is actually going. Okay, so what other things can you do to check? Well, cost per click. How much are you paying for that click? Because at the end of the day, Google charges the same amount, as I said. So if you're paying more than what Google charges, then who's getting that money? Because it's not going to you, and it's certainly not going to Google either. Okay, well, it's very difficult for you to know unless you have been working with a previous company that is also using Google's platform, so that you know that you're getting the raw data. So if you're going from reseller to reseller, then it's going to be difficult for you to know because of exactly what I've said here. But if you are concerned and you would like someone to look at your account independently, then I'd be only too happy to. And you can contact us at inquiries@slamstrategy.com.au, and also keep in mind you can find us at Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and please go to our website and if you're interested in getting a quote from us, www.slamstrategy.com.au. I thank you for your time, and I'll catch up with you again soon for tip number 14. Bye for now.